What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the co-main event this Saturday night on Andrade Lemos. We have the veteran, one of the legends of the sport, Clay Guida, taking on Claudio Puelles in the co-main event, a lightweight 155-pound bout between a prospect on a 3-fight win streak versus Guida, who is just a veteran and a legend of the game. When the lines opened up, I jumped on Puelles. I love Puelles at plus money 110. But as I've started to research the fight more and more, it's starting to get a little more interesting to me, where I'm seeing the close line spread when it comes to the Clay Guida side, and I'm going to be able to break all that down for you guys in today's video. So today is a bet breakdown of Guida versus Puelles, co-main event, fight night, Andrade versus Lemos. Let's get right into it. When it comes to Puelles, this guy wants to get the fight to the ground. He wants to grapple with you. His jiu-jitsu skills are elite. We saw that in the Jordan Leavitt fight. Getting Leavitt down and then just defending takedowns, which is hard to do against a guy like Jordan Leavitt, and not running the risk of getting tired whatsoever in that fight. Very impressive. Chest pressure when on top is great. Doesn't let lightweights get back to their feet once he gets them down. Sometimes he doesn't have success doing much. He can land some damage here and there depending on the opponent, but the control time is there and he doesn't take damage. He's winning rounds there. The decision is a very viable win for him in this fight, potentially. But the fight that scares me the most is that tough final. This was 2 years ago, so Puelles was only 20 years old, and it was in one of the biggest moments of his career by far. And Martin, who is a crisper boxer than Guida, I'd say, but Guida's unorthodox style is something you can't count out in any of these predictions or any of these fights. And Martin was able to defend the takedown and literally pick away at Claudio every minute of the fight, made his nose start bleeding. Then he started going to the body, and that's where he put Claudio down and put Claudio away. And ever since then, Martin didn't go on a great run in the UFC, lost 3 more after that. And now he's in Combate winning fights. But nonetheless, is Martin the level of Clay Guida? When it comes to striking, he might be. Guida at this age, he might be. But you run the risk of Guida being able to outstrike Claudio if Guida can defend the takedown. Claudio's side, if Claudio gets Guida down, I would say it's more likely that Claudio is able to hold him down for significant periods of the round and win rounds that way. And maybe by the end of the fight, cinch in a submission, whether that's a heel hook or he starts chasing the neck. I think that it's a likely outcome for Puelles to land that in this fight. But to be fair, Guida is pretty good at jiu-jitsu. He's been in the game a long time. He knows how to grapple. He knows how to defend these positions. So you maybe not count Guida out there. But when it comes to Claudio, he's going to want to get this fight to the mat. He's going to want to hold him down. Or if they're standing, he's going to use kicks. And he likes to be very aggressive. He comes forward and throws heavy. And with the heavy throwing, he leaves himself open to getting hit. In the Martin fight, he got hit in his most recent fight. So there is that potential for him to get hit. But he loves to use the kicks to the body, leg, head. He switches it up. His strikes are diverse. Elbows, punches. He likes the straight power right. We're going to see what happens in this fight. I am leaning Claudio. And I kind of like it at this odds because Guida's 40. The Santos fight, he almost got put away. If Santos didn't gas in one of the worst cardio blunders I've seen in the MMA octagon in a while, then Guida probably ends up losing that fight as well. Guida, but you never really know. Really, you don't, because he's unorthodox. He has that style where we could see that same performance in Claudio's first fight in the UFC. That might happen to him again. I'm kind of worried about it. I was heavily leaning Claudio to win this fight at even money, but now I'm a little bit nervous there. So let's take a look at Guida's last couple fights. Again, we'll take a look at the Santos fight. Santos lands a great shot to his body. This kick could be an opening for Claudio in this fight, but Guida gets hit to the body, backed up, and then Santos empties his gas tank on Guida. That's never a good option against a guy who doesn't feel pain as Guida, man. Guida's a savage. He doesn't get finished via strikes very often, and Santos emptied the gas tank and didn't put him away, and then by the time that 2-minute stretch was over, he was dead tired. When it comes down to my overall breakdown and idea of how this fight's going to go, I lean Puelles to win this fight either by decision or submission, and it's very rare that you get the grappler with good top control as a split fight, especially against the guy that's much older. Normally, it's either that very explosive guy who's going to leave the older guy at plus 500, and there you can see the upsets and you can see the intrigue in betting on the underdog older fighter. But in this fight, Puelles is close, and I just don't see why Guida would be this much or this close to Puelles in this fight. So I'm going to lean Puelles to win. I already have him at plus 110, but at this point, it looks like you're going to be having to get him minus 110. Which, again, if he gets up to like minus 150, 160, I probably would skip out on this fight entirely. But for minus 110, I still see value in the Puelles side. But it could go either way. I also want to say that another unlikely outcome that I think is possible in this fight is Claudio, by that third round, does gas out And maybe in that first or second round, there's a little bit of debate and Clay Guida can pull off a split decision. I do think that is a situation we might see in this fight again. Makes me nervous for betting the Claudio side. So my breakdown goes as follows, just echoing what I had to say previous. And we're going to get an interesting fight here, guys. Make sure you hit that sub button for more betting breakdowns. This will be my only one for this weekend. If there's anything else, I'll update you guys in the notes. In the comment section of the YouTube videos, I will continue to edit my pinned comment as the week goes on, whether there's value that I see that I just can't make a video on, and then we'll recap this fight next week. But that'll do it for me today, guys. If you enjoyed, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.